We are now in the penultimate, that means second to last episode of Star Trek Khan. And as expected, the Khan you know, love and remember, or maybe that's hate and remember, has been born. Go to the 24th minute of this episode. Everything from 24 minutes in to the end is so explosive. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And it is recontextualized what we've seen so far in the direction it should have at this point in time to kind of link up with who we know Khan is. The flight of fancy is over. We were allowed to go on this adventure, and we were allowed for a moment to see this different element, different side to Khan. And now Sulu is right. There's nothing left here to save. That this is the character of Khan. He is arrived, the conniving liar of Khan, and the factions who were fighting against Khan, they were kind of right. Not to totally spoil things, and I hope that with my review series so far on Star Trek Khan, I have not, in fact, spoiled everything, but I've actually enticed people. That's the aim of this different kind of review system I've been doing for Khan, because this is a very different show. Although it's not a show, it's a audio program, right? I guess a show is visual, but I could be wrong. I guess it depends on who you ask about what show means. Our escape from this planet, Ceti Alpha 5, seems imminent. I won't tell you exactly how, but the circumstances of how has taken a long time, and has tested our friendships, right? And Gone is nice guy Khan, and welcome to, I've been planning on doing this one thing. I've been planning on stabbing you in the back. I've been planning since day one to defeat you, Khan, because Khan is not, he's not the person that's going to play nice. He's not the person that's going to come to the table. He's not the person who's going to have a give and take. This is like all take. Like, he knows that he has to win, and he's in it to win it, and that's what's going to happen. And Tuvok is involved. Sulu is involved. We do have moments on the Excelsior, and it really does feel like Lear had a dog in this race. Did you have an outcome you wanted to see? Because you sound disappointed by what you learned. Although we've suggested that before, that these recordings could be a little bit less than truthful. And indeed, at the end of this episode, the plot does thicken. It's so thick, it's hard to even swallow. That's a compliment, not a complaint. And the conspiracy here, the conspiracy that would be, and then what actually came true, are not really the same thing, so to speak. And we knew that it was going to end this way. We knew that we could not go back and relitigate the entire issue with Kirk, and whether or not he knew about the stability of Ceti Alpha 6. But if what also at the same time, we're giving you something else to chew on. If what we learn past the 24-minute mark, like I said, is so explosive, and if it's also so true, it's very, very different for a lot of weird reasons that does not really interfere that bad with what we've seen from Star Trek Khan, but we have, not from Star Trek Khan, but what we've seen from Wrath of Khan, I should say. But we have one more episode to go to wrap something up that I'm not going to exactly explain, but the reason why we have the Wrath of Khan version of Khan, and we have that one episode to go, right? Khan knows the truth about something. He knows that there's no conspiracy per se with Kirk. So is the revenge story in Wrath of Khan just lashing out randomly? You know, if you want to be angry, and you want that anger to propel you, it helps you to have something to anchor that anger on. And maybe for Khan, that's Kirk, regardless of the situations beforehand. And I just noticed that Kirk and Khan both start with a K. I've never put this together before, but Kirk is K-I-R-K, and Khan is K-H-A-N. 4 letters start with K. Huh, that's interesting. I don't know if that was the intention when they invented the character of Khan so long ago, but there it is. And I am excited for how we wrap this up. I mean, you could call it done now, right? But there's still another little mystery nagging at the back of your brain. What's going on with our new friends that we've met? What's going on with their ship, right? If you've seen this, you know. I'm not exactly spoiling everything for you, but if you know, you know. And this review is designed for the people who know. What's going to happen, right? The plans we had for this ship were one way, and now it doesn't seem to be the case. Khan is altering the deal, right? Pray that he does not alter it further. Again, if you know, you know. But it's just so bold, right? And there is, last episode, which would be episode 7, we had our new enemy utter the famous line, Khan, as it were. And now we have another line famous from the film showing up here again. I won't tell you what it is, but it's in there. It's a little treat for you if you know what to look for. And we do have a returning old villain who we thought was going to be dead, but ain't dead. And now things are a lot more complicated. Who's that? It's the guy who's been a thorn in our side since episode 1. Somehow we have a villain within this villain story. This story, in its entirety, is about the villain of Khan, the villain in the character Khan. But we also have villains inside that villain story, and we have heroes too, I guess you could say. But it's an interesting nested plot that probably should have been a TV show. It probably should have been a streaming show. I think people really would have dug this as like a 6-episode mini-series. But as it stands now, honestly, I enjoyed it enough to think maybe we don't even need the visual aspect that much. It does make some things a little bit hard to follow. I'm new to the audio drama game. I'm not really... So I'm flexing different muscles in my brain that I've never flexed before. I watch things and I read things. They're very different. But just hearing something, it's kind of like this weird in-between thing. And I'm accessing different muscles inside my brain that I don't really get to exercise that much. And I've heard some people commenting that it was a little bit hard to follow. I get that. I can understand, because I myself am not super accustomed to trying to listen to a story. Like, I wasn't one of those people growing up where I was read stories to. That just wasn't a thing. I would read it myself or watch it. It's just how I am. So maybe other people who had different circumstances in their youth would have a different experience here. But for me, now that I'm like exercised on the idea of listening to things, I can now understand how we could get more. It is interesting. It is fun. But your writing is very, very important. And I think they've kind of managed it here. And if you know Star Trek stuff, you can do the effects yourself. Maybe we can just give up on a secret hideout and the like, actually coming up with visuals that make sense. Maybe we can just give up on it. Maybe we don't need it. Like, I saw the Excelsior. It looked like the Excelsior class. I saw in my mind the TOS phaser. I saw all the TOS gear that they brought with them from the Enterprise. I saw the SETI eels. I saw everything I knew. I saw Tuvok and I saw Sulu in their correct uniforms. Would that have happened had we had a visual element? Would they have been able to do it? Would they have been able to resist the urge to redesign things? I don't know. But now, as it stands right now, you can make up the effects yourself. And you know what else you can do? You can return for my next review for Star Trek Con, which is going to be the final one. And I hope you've been watching. And I'm Lieutenant Mark, and I'm going to see you next time I see you. Go and watch Star Trek Con, or listen to it, actually.